Welcome to Stoic Daily Stoicism. In today's video, I want to ask you a question that could completely change the way you see relationships and, more importantly, yourself. What if I told you there's one single shift you can make right now that instantly changes how she sees you? It's not about buying her expensive gifts. It's not about saying the right words at the right time. It's not even about how much love you shower on her. No, it's something far more powerful. Something so rare that when you master it, she can't help but see you in a different light. She can't help but respect you more deeply. And here's the best part. It has nothing to do with controlling her. It has everything to do with controlling yourself. Marcus Aurelius, the great Roman emperor and philosopher, once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this and you will find strength. This single truth is the foundation of Stoicism, and it's also the foundation of true respect in relationships, because here's the hard reality. Most men lose respect not because women are cruel, not because love fades, but because they live their lives reacting. They react to her moods. They react to her tests. They react to her actions. Instead of standing firm, they get pulled into emotional storms. And the moment a man becomes reactive, he loses respect. But the Stoic man is different. He understands that respect cannot be demanded. It cannot be begged for. It cannot be manipulated out of someone. Respect is earned through discipline, through self-mastery, and through unshakable boundaries. So what is this mysterious thing that makes her respect you more? Let's break it down step by step, not just in theory, but in practical, everyday ways that you can apply. 1. She respects you when you say no. Most men are terrified of the word no. Why? Because deep down, they fear rejection. They fear being abandoned. They fear that if they don't constantly say yes, they'll lose her affection. But here's the truth that few men realize until it's too late. A man who always says yes eventually loses respect. When every request is met with yes, when every demand is fulfilled, when every desire she expresses becomes your mission, you're silently telling her, "My needs don't matter. My boundaries don't exist. You are the center of my universe, and I will orbit around you." At first, she might enjoy it, but soon, admiration dissolves into quiet contempt. Because a man who cannot say no is a man who does not value himself. The Stoic principle of boundaries. Epictetus, the great Stoic teacher, said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." Sometimes saying no will disappoint her. Sometimes it will frustrate her. Sometimes it will even make her angry. And you must endure that discomfort without collapsing. Respect grows when you calmly say no. "I can't do that right now," without drama or fear. That is not cruelty. That is strength, a real-life example she calls you when you're in the middle of working on your business. "Come over, let's hang out. I miss you." Most men drop everything. But if you calmly say, "I'd love to see you. Tonight I have things to finish. Let's plan for tomorrow," you create a different effect. At first she may be disappointed, but deep down she feels it. You're a man of direction. You're not controlled by her whims. And that is rare. Why no feels like power. Saying yes feels safe, but kills attraction. Saying no feels risky, but builds long-term respect. Because when you calmly say no, you communicate, "I am not afraid to lose you. I value myself enough to protect my boundaries." That mindset is magnetic, Stoic exercise. Practicing no notice when you say yes automatically. Pick one small area to practice saying no. It's time you do, your self-respect grows. And as your self-respect grows, her respect follows. 2. She respects you when you stay calm in chaos. Picture this. She's upset, emotional, maybe even yelling. Most men react the same way. They match her energy. They defend, explain, argue, or beg. But the Stoic man is different. He stays calm. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." When you refuse to be pulled into her storm, she feels something rare. That calmness feels like power. It tells her, You cannot control me with emotions. Why calmness equals strength? A man who is calm in chaos is unshakable. He's not indifferent, he listens. He understands, but he does not lose himself in the process. Think of a firefighter walking into a burning building. His calmness reassures everyone around him. Your calmness in emotional firestorms reassures her. Even if she doesn't admit it, real-life example, she accuses you. You don't care about me anymore? Most men defend, what are you talking about? I do care. But a Stoic man pauses, breathes, and says calmly, I hear you. Let's talk when we're both calm. I want to understand. That response shocks her. It shows restraint. And that restraint earns respect. Stoic exercise, emotional pause. Next time emotions rise, practice pausing. Breathe before you respond. This small act breaks the chain of reactivity and builds unshakable composure. 3. She respects you when you lead with purpose. A man without direction always ends up chasing women. But a man with purpose flips the script. Women chase him, Seneca. Another Stoic philosopher said, if a man knows not to which port he sails, no wind is favorable. Without purpose, you drift. With purpose, you command respect. Why purpose attracts? When you live for something bigger than her, your mission, your craft, your vision, she instinctively respects you. Because deep down, every woman wants to follow a man who knows where he's going. Real life example, 2 men date the same woman. One texts her all day, drops everything for her, and structures his life around her availability. The other man, he pursues his goals. He spends time with her, but never at the expense of his mission. Who does she respect more? Always the second. Stoic exercise. Define your North Star. Ask yourself, what do I want my life to stand for? Write it down. Every time you're tempted to drop everything for her, remind yourself of that purpose. 4. She respects you when you don't beg for attention. Respect disappears the moment you chase, beg, or plead. Why? Because begging communicates neediness, and neediness kills respect. Epictetus said, he who craves something is the slave of that which he craves. When you beg for her attention, you hand her your power. But when you're secure enough to walk away from disrespect without drama, you communicate that you don't need validation. That realization makes you unforgettable. Real-life examples, she gives you silent treatment. Most men blow up her phone, desperate for answers. But you stay silent. You carry on with your day, your goals, your mission. Suddenly, the silence is reversed. She's the one chasing. Why? Because you showed you don't need her approval to feel complete. 5. She respects you when you master your emotions. Triclation fades quickly when a man is insecure or easily triggered. But when you master your emotions, anger, jealousy, fear, you become rare. Marcus Aurelius wrote, you have power over your mind, not outside events. That includes power over anger, jealousy, and fear. A woman may like many men. She may admire many men. But she respects only the man who is unshakable. Real-life example, she flirts with someone at a party to test you. Most men explode with jealousy. But you stay composed. You don't deny your feelings, but you don't let them control you. That calm restraint communicates strength. And strength is respect. Stoic exercise, emotional journaling each night. Write down one situation where you felt triggered. Then ask, was my reaction in my control? Could I have chosen differently? This builds awareness and mastery. The one thing that changes everything. What is the one thing that makes her respect you more? It's not about controlling her. It's about controlling yourself. She respects the man who sets boundaries. She respects the man who stays calm. She respects the man who leads with purpose. She respects the man who doesn't beg. She respects the man who masters his emotions. Because in a world full of men desperate for attention, the Stoic man who holds his ground stands out forever. As Epictetus said, no man is free who is not master of himself. Final WRDS. You want her respect? Stop trying to manipulate her, chase her, or control her. Instead, turn inward. Master yourself. Because the man who cannot control himself is ruled by everything outside him. But the man who controls himself becomes untouchable. He becomes rare. He becomes unforgettable. And most importantly, he becomes free.